Hi you guys, how's it going? Welcome back to That's So Bro. This is episode number
8.
8 it is.
That's so rude with Amanda and Yo Shan.
For this episode, it's going to be a very heartfelt episode. And we're going to talk about
That is our fact check boy. Fact check boy getting used to
the...
Satish.
It was all of 16 seconds before something went wrong. All right, we're going to talk about something that's very close to our hearts, and that is Father's Day.
And we have two special guests backed by popular demand.
Thank you. I'll
Say your name.
Shingsani Veer Singer.
And we have a new guest today.
Shane Ferdinandez.
Fantastic. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us who exactly you are?
Who or what?
What?
A bit of both.
What you are.
Okay, so in terms of a career, I'm into corporate training and coaching. And I specialize in a few areas like leadership development and some bullshit that we tell people to
Yeah.
For that hate comment that we got a few episodes back. That's a callback.
Okay. So I specialize in leadership development and also behavioral change
Right.
in people. So
Okay.
yeah,
You should work for the parliament.
I am.
Before this episode gets cancelled in the next...
I'd like to introduce myself.
Oh yes, please introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm a TV personality and a professional event host in Sri Lanka. I do a lot of things. I have a lot of salads in my plate. A voice artist, public speaker, toastmaster, this and that, and I'm also a accredited trainer.
Fantastic.
Thank
We
you.
knew that because she was backed by popular demand, and by that I mean so much more demand, Shane, that we even required in the show. It's just her after a while. So, you got what you want, we'll start the episode.
So today we are talking about Father's Day, a little backstory about it. Started around 1909 because some lady started missing her father from the Civil War. And
Yeah, keep going.
Is that a true story or?
it's a true story.
Okay.
We did a lot of research on Father's Day, and the facts behind it is very boring. So instead of talking about how Father's Day is or was, we're going to talk about the emotions behind Father's Day, right? For example, I want to you to describe the current state of the gender equality when it comes between Father's Day and Mother's Day. How we see Father's Day and how we see Mother's Day. The emotion. When you hear Mother's Day, how excited you are. And when you hear the word Father's Day, how excited you are. Like as a child, not as a parent, as a child, because you're still a child.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll forever be one. Okay, very good question.
Thank you.
We wrote it ourselves.
I think it's. I think we are all weighing more towards a Mother's Day, and I think the current context of social media, digital marketing also coming into place. Or whether, let's say, imagine that was also not there. I think when you take the simple unit of family, automatically kids are more attached to the mother, and where the love and emotion and all those things come from the mother. Like it's evident from the mother. Not that there's nothing from the father. Of course, it's from the father's side. They hold it, right? They try to be this strong father figure in the family. But when it comes to the day, I think I am guilty to say I also weigh more towards the Mother's Day. But yeah, when someone says, okay, Father's Day, not that I do not get it. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for not getting distracted. You are a true professional.
Sorry, I'm such a.
She's a true
distraction.
professional, by the way.
I know, Shane is a distraction.
Forgive me.
Okay.
I'll try not to.
In a good way. But yeah, so the Father's Day, I think, gender equality does not come into place when it comes to the Father's Day versus Mother's Day. Something that we should, think about and take things forward.
Is it because purely the fact that the child is closer to the mother? Is that the reason?
I wouldn't know to answer on behalf of the majority, but if you take my story, I am more closer to the mother because I grew up with the mother and the father was not really around due to, I don't know whether you have more questions coming in, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, because he was in the army, this and that. So he was away.
Tita. Oh, okay.
So I grew up with an absent father, but my mother was there. So because of that, I am more towards my mother anyway.
So what about you? What do you feel about the same question?
So why is Mother's Day more popularized than Father's Day, basically, right?
Yeah.
Um, honestly, it's a topic that I've been mentioning over the past couple of years on Father's Day to say that even though Father's Day is not celebrated as much, that doesn't mean that it's any less. So to answer your question as to why it's it's more popularized than Father's Day, I feel that it starts from our education system. For me, it was from Sunday school, right? So I remember on Mother's Day we would make these cards and stuff. But when it came to Father's Day, it wasn't really a priority as such. It wasn't a thing. And rewinding even further, I think the reason for that is because of it becoming a marketing tool, or in terms of selling merchandise, in terms of selling goods and services, in terms of selling gift items, right? Again, I don't mean this in a sexist way, but women would be more prone towards getting flowers and gifts and chocolates and stuff like that.
I think
But
it's changing though, no?
most probably.
Yeah.
Hold on, right? But but when it comes to a father, I mean, not that we wouldn't value those things. I mean, I would love perfumes and watches and
Flowers
chocolates and flowers
Yeah,
and whatnot. But when it comes to gift giving or gift receiving, as fathers, we would appreciate more of a handmade card or something. Maybe he's, for example, from my son, where he would put a fingerprint of his or a handprint of his and write something in his baby language or something like that. So I would value that more than the most expensive gift in the whole world.
Right.
That's true.
So when you look at it from a profit-centered perspective,
Commercialized.
yes, people don't really profit that much by promoting Father's Day. That's just my opinion. Hence, Mother's Day has been popularized more or commercialized more, just mainly for the merchandise sale and
I mean, all holidays are basically a capitalistic trick where
Yeah, quintessentially.
they put ads to buy more stuff. And as you said, I guess, like, what are you going to get a dad can buy whatever he wants anytime. What are you going to get someone who can buy whatever he wants by himself,
Right. I think that actually dates back to, remember the comedian you were talking about, the guy who sits down. There's this comedian, his name is something Ali, all right? And he talks about how Father's Day is the most depressing holiday out there. Because in America, it is that Mother's Day is ranked second most important celebrated holiday. Father's Day after Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Father's Day is ranked 20th.
Yeah, less than 20, I think. 20.
All right, and he's like, I can't think of 20 other holidays that are as important. Apparently, Halloween is number 6.
Oh, wow.
All right, apparently Arbor's Day, and he's like, I don't even know what Arbor's Day is. That is also up there.
St. Patrick's.
All of these are up there, right? So, and that was actually our second point as well. It is very evident, even in countries like Sri Lanka, that aren't really that westernized, that the marketing is done particularly and almost overly for Mother's Day as opposed to it being now Father's Day. And I can say that because I am in that field, right? So the work I do as a content creator, I get a lot more, Amanda, can you do this for Mother's Day and this for Mother's Day? And maybe like one or an incidental or accidental two that'll come and say, hey, would you like to do this for Father's Day?
Excuse me.
So it also correlates to the fact that women have a higher propensity to actually purchase stuff. So you're right.
I think I agree.
2 out of 3 consumers are female.
But saying that again, this is not based on any research study or scientific backing on it. This was just at the spur of the moment. As you asked me the question, this is the thought that came into my head.
Absolutely. But factually, it's backed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is that all these holidays are more catered towards women. And do you guys think that also appeals to the emotional side of women, where they actually would prefer getting gifts, whereas as a dad, like I always said, you don't mind just getting a card, whereas it is now expected that if you watch an ad about Mother's Day or something, the flowers are mandatory, the card is almost mandatory.
Cakes are mandatory.
There you go. And the cake has to be of a certain color and a certain stature and a particular style and everything.
Yeah.
I feel that the world is now it is so consumerist that you are expected to get this for your mother, and if you don't, you're a terrible son?
I have a different perspective because I'm not a person who celebrates. I don't get flowers, cakes, and stuff for Mother's Day.
Because
Because
you're not a
My
mother.
God, you didn't get your mother. Oh my God.
Your child got two.
I call them, I wish them, and I worship them. And even my father, for the Father's Day, I would do that.
Right.
Because I celebrate their birthdays. Because for me, Mother's Day, again, right now it is coming to a point of a marketing perspective where Mother's Day, you must celebrate, you have to get your cakes, flowers, why? I do that on and off, like without any days, without being, a Mother's Day or whatever. I anyway take her out, I treat her right, and when my father is around, I take him out, treat him right. So it's when you can do it, just do it. Why are you waiting for a day? And I randomly get flowers. I treat her the way, I would like to be treated. I treat my father the way that, I know he's trying to be this strong. Our generation fathers, they want to be strong. They don't want to, and especially my
Stoic.
father is. Yeah, and my father coming from military, he is trained not to have emotions, cut off emotions the moment you leave your house. Because of that, so I am that daughter who tries to make him emotional. I try to give him flowers. I make these handmade cards and this and that. And I don't really need a day specifically to do that. But of course, the commercial aspect, even if you take my house, my father hates us buying gifts. Even now, like he knows that my brother and I are very independent. We have financially whatever. But we are trying to give him all of that. He's like, no, I don't want this. I don't want that.
I understand that as a father,
Yeah.
I think Shane would back me up. We don't want our kids to waste money on us for unnecessary things. Like it's
He thinks
why?
I'm wasting money.
Yeah.
And when I get a shirt, I get like 3 shirts at once. He's like, one is enough.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I think I understand that what he thinks.
But whereas mothers, because we are ladies and we have the feminine thing going on, we love it. We love flowers, we love cakes, whatever you call it, and we love that. So yeah, that's the difference. And of course, the commercial world has taken it into this whatever marketing thingy where you keep creating that desire, you keep getting their attention, interest and desire so that they actually buy, which is of course a marketing model, the AIDA model, right?
Marketing also.
But whereas men, it's really hard to get the men into that because it's
we're
like,
cool.
they're like, oh, I don't want that.
By the way, if I buy my mom flowers on an un-Mother's Day, she'll be like, Mokata Kedui.
Oh, what do you want?
What do you want? Monadoni.
What do you want?
Which is a safe estimate given your history.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for estimating
I
my
got
history.
you right. I got you. But do you guys also think that is because men are less emotionally reactive to stuff and women are more emotionally reactive?
Oh, these questions are very hard because I mean. you
Yeah,
have
welcome to
the
That's So
same
Bro. It's not so easy.
We'll let Shane answer that too.
I
Shane,
think
so-
because Shane being a father and a man himself, he would know that better than me. Yes.
Obviously, he will
Repeat
know
the
better.
question if you don't mind.
Do you think all this is happening because now she said her dad was in the
Yeah.
army, right? So good luck to anybody who is trying fashing. Her dad was in the army, right?
He must be like, take her and go. Take her and go.
Do you think?
We're
do
not
you-
going back to dating conversations.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that the reason why a majority of the marketing is done and catered towards women because men are less emotionally reactive, and therefore, like you guys said, you don't expect much.
Sharon, see?
Hey, you're
He's
Maru
there you go. No, this is it. This is it.
No.
This explains it. Like
So-
how you're very easygoing. Like whatever.
Yeah.
This explains it.
But to mellow that question down or to kind of summarize that question, what you're asking is why doesn't the commercial world focus on marketing Father's Day as much as
Products to dudes, yeah.
Mother's Day? Is it mainly because of the buying power or the
no,
purchase?
your
Not
thought
blind power,
about
the
whether-
emotional response, like how a mother would feel if you surprised her with, well, not in Dushan's case, how a mother would feel if she was surprised with flowers and cake on a random day, as opposed to your father being surprised on a random day.
See, I think
we
sorry.
had this conversation before we came.
Yeah.
Where the fathers sometimes, as a father I'm speaking, may feel like, I know we do so much for our kids, but do we deserve to get that price? Have we done enough? That doubt is there. Like that's why now a mother feels like, yeah, I have done
But
so
at
much.
At the same time, you wouldn't mind being.
We wouldn't mind. We wouldn't mind
Right.
be celebrated.
Right.
But
if-
there are unique points.
Yeah. So what I
For
was-
mothers,
Sorry.
cakes,
Yeah.
flowers, this and that, they're happy with it. But your father, they're unique cases.
Yeah.
You got to identify what will make him happy. Sometimes a simple hug, makes them happy and they get very emotional. I've had my situations with my father where, he tears down thinking, oh my God, you have grown up so much. And my success is his trophy, growing up without him, this and that. And whenever I buy things, so I mean, the question is,
why isn't it marketed? Is it not marketed as much because of the
emotional reactive,
because of the emotional non-reaction? The sales are lower for men's items and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we need to kind of look at the lens that we are looking at that from. Because, for example, like what you said just now, I don't think, again, I'm not a marketing guru or anything like that, but I don't think people have really identified what spots to hit when it comes to marketing to a man or a father in terms of the children father relationship.
Right.
So if you look at all these advertisements that go on during on the week leading up or the months leading up to Mother's Day, right? I mean, without exaggeration, right? At least about 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
If you look at all those advertisements and radio commercials and stuff like that, it's all about that mother-daughter bonding, mother-son bonding,
Right.
the relationship that you have with your mom, and it's a very emotional, touchy-feely kind of thing. Whereas for fathers, you can't market it like that, right? In the typical what do you call it? Patriotic. Sorry, not patriotic. What's the word?
Patriarchy.
Patriarchy. Yeah.
Right.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Same letters.
Same,
Right.
same.
In the typical patriarchy, hierarchy or the whole structure, we are not supposed to show emotion. We are not supposed to, be emotional.
Right.
Right. So again, when it comes to flowers, perfume, chocolates, all of these are, yes, they are material stuff, but they're hitting an emotional nerve. So I don't think, or maybe it has not been, the code has not been cracked to find out what a man's emotional nerve is when it comes to products, when it comes to selling stuff.
Okay.
I think just to add one more point to that. Anyway, the marketers, all these people, companies, they
Yeah.
focus on the women's sentiments.
Yeah.
If you take even Father's Day, they market the sentiments to the daughters.
So there is a
Because it's the daughters who.
Beg your
Sorry.
no, sorry.
It's the daughters who get chocolates, this
Yeah.
and that. But how does a son really treat the father on a Father's Day? I have seen, my
Okay.
brother would just get a bottle and they would just go enjoy a drink.
That's a perfect
You know,
gift.
exactly. So, son to father, it's a little hard to market there.
That's you just said the
commodity.
perfect ad.
That's
Again,
a terrible
the
ad. We
commodity-
don't
There is
condone
a-
this fucking drinking.
There is a
We're
scientific
talking about soft
explanation. So there is a scientific explanation for this. Again, you might not like to hear the answer,
Yeah.
but women are proven to be more impulsive buyers,
Yes,
Right.
yes, we are.
right?
Yeah,
Hence, it makes more sense to market that
that.
more.
Right.
Yes.
So again, for example, if I was to go shopping, it's not that I would, maybe I might not shop in the most traditional man sense of shopping.
Which
right?
is to say?
So, for example, I love watches, I love shoes, I love,
A
what do you
man
call
with
it?
great culture.
I love, what do you call it, accessories, right? And if there is something I see, I would impulsively buy it.
Right.
So that's not the traditional man sense of shopping, right?
Yeah. You have an objective, you go to the shop, get only
Yeah.
that thing, look at that
You
thing.
only buy
and walk
that
out.
and come, right? So now, if I have a tendency to buy other stuff also, does that make me more feminine?
No.
No.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
No.
So why is the product range limited to perfume, watch, shoes, leather products? When I talk about leather products, I'm talking about wallets and
Yes,
belts.
yes.
And
Sure, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's so bro.
so why
Is it
women-
though?
So why limit it to that, or even alcohol, right? Why limit it to that? Why not think of hats? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
randomly
yeah.
thinking at the
No, fair enough.
Spa treatment.
sorry.
A spa
Why
treatment.
why not a spa treatment? Why not a weekend? Okay, for example, best example. Why are there only ladies' nights?
Because every night's a
To
man.
attract men.
Sorry.
To attract men. You
Really?
know the two weakest points of men. Men, women.
Two
and alcohol.
weakest points. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So.
Women and alcohol.
Okay.
I
guess
didn't
that
see that.
argument ends there.
I didn't see that. I was
But
thinking something
again,
else.
coming back to your question, I think the marketing aspect of it has focused mainly because of the range of products plus the impulsive buying of
Yes,
a female.
yes.
Maybe it's also
That's-
because that range of product that you just mentioned,
Yeah.
those are products that you can market by saying, okay, so this is a manly thing. Owning a watch is a manly thing. Owning a manly fragrance is a manly thing. Owning a car is a manly thing.
Okay.
I can't market flowers to a dude because as much as this person might be somebody
Yeah.
who's into horticulture,
Yeah.
well, that's not really a manly thing to
Yeah.
do, right?
But you can market hand creams. You can market face creams.
Right,
you
but
can
then
I think
if-
people are doing that right
if-
now.
Yeah, hand
That-
cream's very
Yeah,
important.
Right, but then now, if you take the general populace
Yeah.
and you in a friend group and you just pulled out your bag and started applying hand cream, what would your friends say?
What are we talking about?
In fact,
Emotional responses of men.
I mean, it's not accepted in the in.
We have two children.
Did I-
Right? We're having
did I
a
lose-
serious topic about
Did I
this.
lose the joke? Oh.
Mark Danda, what's you would say? What you would say? Come on, now here.
You should have seen her face. We need to have that in slow motion, please. What are you doing?
Okay, honest answer to that question.
Right.
I wouldn't care because it's something that it's something that I promote. It's something that I encourage men to do
Right.
to take care of their their skin care, their
No, of
hands,
course,
their
yes.
nails.
No,
Oh my God,
that's because
yes.
this is maturity.
Yeah,
When we
absolutely.
were in school, we didn't understand this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
someone is like when we are like 15, 14. Now, at my age now, when somebody just puts hand cream, I'll be like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But when we were 15, 14,
100%, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not 15, 14. Even, okay, you go back to your classmates now
Yeah.
and you pull out your, again, I don't want to mention brands, but you pull out your hand cream and, you start, rubbing
Yeah,
it
people
because,
will make fun of it.
Because for the air condition or something.
Yeah,
your nails are chipping or your skin is cracking or something like that, right?
I
The
think
response
it
people will
goes
have-
down to the basics of, when a boy cries, boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Is a
Yeah.
statement that you make, from
So-
there onwards.
No,
you're-
and also I think men need to be assured or be self-assured about their masculinity
Always.
to start using those products.
Yeah.
To start wearing a pink shirt. To start, so people assume when you wear those feminine associated colors or products,
Right.
that you are less masculine,
There you
which
go.
is not.
And same applies to the emotions. Just because you express your emotions and you cry or whatever does not make you less masculine. It's
the
part
thing
of
with emotions is from Podikale you have been setting that.
yeah. So
it's
this is
difficult
something
to.
we as a generation need to change.
Pink shirt is something you can be like, okay, today I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
But emotions is something from small days. You're not supposed to cry, not supposed to cry, not so you can't just be like, no, today I'm going to cry, and like I'm crying,
Yeah. Because of that, they are trying to hold it all up and
So
different conversation for another day,
Yes.
but I get your point.
yeah. We have a lot of conversations.
It's a conversation within a conversation.
Yes.
Now, can you ask a more light-hearted question?
Mashang, in
so-
this list of things, there's no light heart, bro, right?
we'll ask one light-hearted question.
Okay, Yoshan, last one. I have a question.
Your best Father's Day ever.
Hold on. Okay, I thought you were going to crack a joke or something.
Oh
like
no
that.
no no! You wanted lighter? I went lighthearted.
My best what?
Father's Day ever.
Okay, so far.
None of it has been
Because
great.
his kid is 6, so
Yeah, so far I've had 6 Father's Days. My best Father's Day ever was not on the official Father's Day.
okay, understood. What happened? Like
This question, you're not answering the question now. Now you're going somewhere else.
Huh?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again,
The day the kid was born.
Was it?
no, that's when he got the title.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so when you say best Father's Day ever, as in was I celebrated on that day and stuff like that?
how where you felt appreciated as a father
By my son or by the others
by the
around?
kid. By the kid.
I'm so sorry. Who else is appreciating?
Who else is
who
calling
else
you
is appreciating you? Shane?
like father? Like I'm not calling him daddy.
Hey, Daddy. Happy Father's Day, guys.
No, I mean your parents can.
Your parents.
No,
as
he's
in-
asking your experience as a father.
Yeah.
What is the most memorable and the best Father's Day you've had?
Actually, what did you drink today? What did you eat?
I understood the question.
Yeah, but she's phrasing it so wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm not
Who
No,
else
I'm
calls
with
you
her.
daddy?
I'm 100% of
Who else calls you daddy?
I
No, because you asked.
he-
You asked by my son. Yeah, but I mean, who else is gonna
Who
call you?
else?
By
you
the
call
other
your
people
father?
in my family, by
Carefully worded, carefully worded.
grandparents,
Your
Calls you daddy.
by his grandparents, who are my parents and my in-laws.
No, Shane, this is you as a father. What is your most memorable day or how well you have been celebrated as a father?
That's technical error, so you guys will be right back.
This answers that question, right?
What
This
question?
answers the question. Like,
Yeah,
if
they're-
I had
they're
a
absent-minded.
memorable day, I would immediately remember it. If I had a memorable Father's Day,
Right.
in the typical
Yeah.
sense of it, I would remember.
Okay.
You're yet to
So,
get there.
but the thing is, my son is too small to kind of understand it or acknowledge it or celebrate me. Or,
Okay.
that is one. Number two is like we were discussing earlier, it's not that we expect to thank you or, thank you, Dada, for my cereal or my diapers.
Right.
Thank you for, sacrificing your burger so that you can buy me a burger. No one knows that stuff.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's not that this is a appreciation seeking role. But to answer the question, there is no such thing as the most memorable Father's Day because it's Father's Day for me every day. I'm not saying it to sound cool or
But you sound cool.
I know,
I know.
It was like you explosion is walking away.
right? But it feels a blessing to be a father every day.
Right.
Okay.
Smooth.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that was supposed to be an easy question. I'll flip it.
Hard
What-
question time.
What was your
Yeah.
What was your proudest moment as a father?
Me,
The kid is only 6 years old.
So he's
No,
proudest
proud for
moment.
me. Proud for me as my
Proud
father
for-
was, I think you know the answer to this because we spoke about it a little while
We
back.
can advertise that right now.
But it was the day my son viewed me having my first professional fight inside the ring, not on the street.
Ooh.
My son seeing me fight for the first time, and that's the first time I had fought either.
Right.
Did you mention that when you were explaining what you do?
No,
Exactly.
not
So he's a fighter also, by the way. Can we
Yeah.
cut that at the beginning of the podcast?
So
Okay, so I'm into corporate training, coaching, if you like mentoring on leadership development, personal development, and
And
also
fight.
behavioral changes.
And fighting.
And I
That
hate
I don't
random
want to I don't want to advertise that too much because I don't think anyone in my profession is doing that at the moment, and I don't want to scare my clients away. But yeah, I
No.
fight
If
as
you
That's
don't
cool.
change,
If you
I
don't
beat
hire
your
Shane.
ass.
I mean, that's
All right.
so
He
bro.
knows where you live.
Okay, so I'll
That's
give
so
you my
bro.
That is so, bro. That's the most bro thing so far.
Okay,
Yes.
so I fight as a hobby for fun.
He also hosts events.
Okay, thank you, Ashish.
Josha, now say you say something.
I want to, but we'll continue.
I paint, I cook, I draw, I play an instrument now and then. Anything else? I hike.
What instrument?
Guitar.
Okay.
I hike, I run, I anything else.
We'll get
thought
back
I
to
could-
the fact that you're.
I just kept it short. So.
Right.
So we get back to your son watching you fight.
Yeah, so that was the proudest moment for me so far as a father. Him seeing me go into
The ring.
mortal combat or physical combat as a sport with another man. And I feel that even though he was 5 years then, he would remember that moment
Yeah,
because
core memory.
yeah, because I remember his reaction after I came out of the ring, and that was priceless. So yeah, so that was my most proudest moment.
Oh.
Now let's hit him
Thank
with
you
a
for
hard question.
making that emotional, but
Now hard question time. We'll shoot it at her. I think she needs a hard question.
yes, please.
Or shall we ask her proud moment of being a daughter?
Oh.
For her
Oh,
father.
that's a good twist.
Good question, Yashan.
Come again?
Like
Ash,
pretend
what was your proudest moment as a daughter
to your father.
to your father?
Dun dun dun.
Proudest moment.
I've always been a good daughter, so every moment's a proud moment. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm daddy's little girl.
I have made him proud, literally, every step of the way. The proudest that I have made is, to become this woman he never thought of. Because being under his wings and, he had no experience with building, bringing daughters up because he does not have sisters or whoever. So I was a whole new experience to him and he was away. So he was trying to put a lot of military rules and keep me home, whatever. But I saw something bigger and I kept fighting and I, moved out of all those traditions, formats, rules that were put by my father. We were not okay for a while, but then the moment I started to achieve things, he realized, oh, I was wrong. Like, she's capable of doing better things and she's a star, this and that. So I think, I would say at this moment in my life, where I am currently, is the proudest that I can make him, because I'm not depending on him and he's proud about it. He's like, oh wow, I never thought you would be this. Because always what was in his mind was, okay, finish A levels, do this and that, and get married in your early 20s, have kids. If not, you will never find a man. I mean, I think he still thinks like that. but he's like, oh, your destiny has another way. You're a star. You keep achieving things. You're a high achiever. I think this is the proudest that I can make him as well, as at now.
Beautiful, actually.
She said some things there which could have made some jokes, but I felt.
No, that was a very sentimental thing. That's good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Right, now push her with a hard question.
Oh, okay.
Beyond advertising,
Oh yeah, I love how it started.
what other areas do you see similar disparities
Oh, the word that we need
in
dictionary.
men and women and how they are treated in society?
On society, yo.
Come again. I need to.
No, what
absorb
I'm trying to
this.
say is, now we talked about the advertising aspect of it, right?
Yes.
Outside of that, do you see any other disparities between how men and women are treated in broader society?
Yeah. I mean, no matter how much we keep on talking about equality, yes, women keep on being loud and, speaking things out loud because we are the ones who are trying to make a place, because all this time it's the men who are dominating all industries to this and that. But is there a disparity? Yeah, in so many ways. If I just narrow it down to my own industry, still it's a male-dominant industry.
Which industry is this?
Events industry. I mean, it's fair for anyone to feel insecure around me as well, because I go into events sometimes as the only female. You want to know how this disparity is created and this and that?
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
I think again it comes down to the marketing aspect and the commercial aspect, because now we are all out there, and again, men are not people to scream and fight and be saying, I want this, what's happening to men. But usually it's the women.
Right.
We keep, I'm talking on behalf of all.
Women, if you have anything to disagree, the comments are down.
Yes, if you want to blame me, you can. But I think, because we are very forward, at least some of us who are out there, we can fight for it. We keep on saying equality is not about, trying to be the physique or whatever. That's not what we ask for, right? It's if a man can be a CEO, so can a woman. So that's the kind of equality question that we take things, like we keep on talking. In the same sense, when there's something unfair, it's again the women who stand up and scream and this thing, do this. Women deserve this much of treatment. But do men ever say we deserve this? Like, do men ever put a post saying, men has to be treated like this? No, I don't think so. Because I think, again, it's the woman figure who stands behind a man. Every successful man, there's a woman behind story.
Who came up with that?
One woman.
one
Hi, Jay.
one woman.
Not Jay.
Not Jade.
Yeah, I think on behalf of men also, I think it's the women who has to keep them driving. Yeah, as much as we are also a weakness of them. It's true. It's true.
We are the weakness of men. Explain that sentence again.
No, where she said there were two weaknesses men have: alcohol and women.
Alcohol and women
Ah,
are
the
the
2
two
points.
Yeah, the two.
Which I saw
weakest
something else
points.
before.
What did you see again?
Nothing. Your
Yeah.
headphone looks great.
Thanks.
What do you think about what she said?
Headphone looks great.
Do you feel, sir, that there are disparities?
Yes.
How so?
But I think that's. So I think she said everything that needs to be said, but I just want to add something which is. I guess that's the feminine and masculine.
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
That's what it is.
Right.
we need both to
But-
balance it all out.
But this disparity, does it like? Is this the reason that Father's Day is not? Like,
Maybe one, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the so many.
Again,
Right.
to celebrate the Father's Day in such a with all
Grandiose way.
the grandiose way, you need women. It's the daughters who make it special. Daughters who get chocolates, bake a cake at home.
wait 1 minute. You have a son or a daughter?
Son.
Oh man, you're screwed.
No, that's
As per Ashish, you are screwed.
no. I'm not saying sons don't do because I.
You
see
still
them.
have hope, bro.
No,
You still have hope.
they just do it in a different
They
way.
do it in a different way. They're like, Tati, like they have their macho going on and this and that. We are the ones who are sensitive. When my brother is not going to sit and make a card.
Yeah.
It's me. When they're small, probably my mother made him do something. But when they grow up, it's different.
Yeah, that's the part that is important to us. That
Exactly.
even if it's a boy,
Yeah.
that either the mother or the grandmother or the aunt or somebody in the family, that's who I was talking about, the others.
Right.
Yeah.
The one that you made him
Make
feel
the-
bad about.
Right.
Huh? Make the effort. I'm lost. Make the effort to do that for the father.
Yes.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not the gift or the card or something. It's that effort that went into
Yeah.
it. That
Because this has to change
How
somewhere.
how do you propose that change can happen?
I think it's again up to the women as well, because if I am a mother, when I become a mother or however, it's up to us to
there is only one way to become a mother, by the way.
That's another podcast. This is not for that podcast.
Shane, let's not go there. Shane, let's not go there.
You said however, so
Yeah, Shane, let's not go
just
there.
clarifying.
So you were saying when you become a mother.
If you
Yeah.
become a mother,
I mean,
however you become
it
mother.
starts from the role of being a daughter, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about how you're going to get a daughter.
No, it starts from the role of being a daughter. You first keep doing that for your brother, your father. You surprise them. You do a lot of things to make them happy, this and that. And then you become a girlfriend. Then you become a wife. Then it's important to make the man feel make that safe space for the man to be emotional as well. I think we got to create that.
Like, should it start from young age? Like, I think by
It
the time
should.
you're a girlfriend, it's already too late.
Yeah, that's what I say. It starts from when you're a daughter, because it's important to bring that emotional side of a father, because that sometimes it's very beautiful than the emotional side of a mother also, because you feel it more. Because now if my mother cries, I know how to deal with her. I know she's happy, the happy cries on this and that. But when my father even drops a tear down, you're like,
Shit, is this a happy tear? Is this a sad tear?
Yeah.
Oh, is he cutting
disappointed
onions?
one?
no, let's say it's a happy moment. Like I know it's like it's deep.
Okay.
Like it's deep because he does not express it as much.
Are you an emotional father?
I think so. I am.
Like, you shed tears and...
Of course. But that's the thing. Not in public.
Yeah.
Not because I can't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah. Because you want to show that you are the strong... People
I
can
think it's
depend on
the
you.
way
It's
men
not-
and women are built.
Yeah, it's
we
not
are built
that I
differently.
want to. It's not that, I was told, again, we were talking about this earlier. It's not that I was told as a kid, okay, you don't cry, boys don't cry. No, I was never told that.
Yeah.
Never. Right? If at all, it was the opposite. But it's, as you said, it's, I guess it's an inbuilt thing that comes with masculinity and being a male,
Yeah.
where you deal with your own stuff alone. Is that the best way to do it? I don't think so. But that is how it is done, or that is how it has been done.
Right.
Can that change? Definitely.
Yeah.
This pertains to how women have more of an emotional response and men have that problem solution ideal.
Yeah. So again, psychologically,
Right.
like you were saying earlier, the woman's role or the traditional woman's role is nurturing and caring.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes, yes, I agree.
And you said it starts before you become a girlfriend, which is basically when you're a daughter.
Daughter, yes.
And that has to come as an example that the daughter or the son sees from the mother or sees how the mother treats the father.
Right.
Yes. So it's a cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
So
Yeah, it's important to.
does that answer?
It does.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's like some Lion King level shit.
I mean, I don't think at any given point, you can like.
Sorry. He says some Lion King level shit, Ash. What do you want me to do?
Circle of life.
You're disturbing.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you're just. Being
Now, in between the serious conversation and thinking pattern, I'm trying to fit in Lion King and Martin.
Bro, I didn't understand, man.
Circle of life.
Yeah, true.
Right, yes.
And Mufasa dies.
But yes, you know what? Absolutely.
Let's talk about Lion King now.
No Rocky, no Lion King in this podcast.
Why Rocky?
Oh man, you had to watch one. of the
Shall we
previous-
start?
No,
Okay,
please
okay,
God, no.
let's
Okay.
go. Let's go.
My question then would be, as fathers to the both of you, does it affect you that Father's Day might not be celebrated as much as Mother's Day? And I'm not saying this to
Short answer.
yeah, no, no, it's okay. I'm not saying this to compare saying, no, I wish you get more gifts. What I'm saying is the acknowledgement part that a mothers get and the attention that the mothers get and the thanks and the gratitude that a mother would get on Mother's Day for being a mom, would you also like to get that as a father or are you okay with just being passed on?
Okay, honest answer. I think secretly we all do.
Right.
Oh.
I'm being real, right?
Yeah.
Secretly we all kind of not again. It's a very fine line between expectation and appreciating receiving that
Reality, yes.
thank you or celebration or whatever.
Right.
But so that's why secretly I think all men do.
Right.
Again, we just don't admit it. Right. So speaking for myself, I think to some degree I do. To some degree.
Right.
But not like I'll be bummed out if it doesn't happen.
Okay.
I'll be like screw this.
I fed this child for God knows how long, but he won't even give a
give up
card.
being a father. I bought your diapers. No card from you. It's not a tantrum like that, but it'll be like an internal, alone, just a tiny moment where, kind of feeling.
Right.
It would have been nice if I, got it, but
Of course.
and then we kind of just, brush it off because.
You're expected to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yosh?
For me, no. I'm not expecting that from my daughter. Like I don't want the thank yous and all that. If she's happy, I'm good. If she wants to get me something, it's up to her. But if she doesn't, also it really doesn't affect me that much. I mean,
Okay.
like for example, if we talk about Men's Day, right? Most of the time, I don't even know it's Men's Day. I mean, we don't really care about it, right? Do we? I mean, I don't know.
I think we should start caring about it.
That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Again, you need women to do that.
Yeah, but just because we missed out on Men's Day or we missed out on Father's Day doesn't really affect me as a man or a father.
Right, but then the point of the day is to celebrate the fact that as a father you've been a father. Even if you did the bare minimum, at least you did that, because there are fathers who are worse off who haven't done shit, right? They went out for milk and never came back, whatever the Sri Lankan alternative of that is. So there are people who don't do it. So for actually doing the work you actually did, would you not like to be...
I think for me, if my daughter, like for her example, for her dad, the best thing for him is to see her succeed.
Right.
That is the thank you that he would like, oh, my daughter's in a good place. I helped her to get there.
Right.
Right? And that she's there and she's doing that is the greatest gift I think a father will ever have.
Okay.
Especially towards a daughter. I don't have a son, so I don't know what that emotion is like. But towards a daughter, like if my daughter does well, like her, goes to a big place, I think that is the best Father's Day gift for me.
Okay.
But individual presents, all that, I don't know. If she gives, I'll be thankful.
Right.
But if she doesn't give, it won't affect me much. I mean, as you said, maybe little bit, very minor, I'll be like, it's okay, not a big deal.
Yeah, we wouldn't linger there.
Yeah,
for,
we
more
won't
than
keep
like
it in like, she
half a
forgot.
second.
Okay.
Like for me, more than maybe a gift, if she's makes time to hang out with us. When she's grown up, Dad, shall we go watch a movie? Maybe that
Yeah.
would be a better gift than actual material.
100%, like, and I think even for boys and girls, it goes the same. Where the biggest thing that we should be actually looking forward or expecting from our kids is for them to spend time with us when they get older.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Now we don't feel it because our kids are really small, right? So they hang on us for
Yeah.
even if it's a moment. But the older they get, we need to come to the reality that they are not going to want to hang out with us as much as they did,
Right.
Yeah.
because of the fact that they have they have their friends, they have their whatever entertainment in the next 10 years that comes up. I don't know which would be.
Scary.
Yeah. So I think you're right. Like it's not the
material,
mug that says "Dad" on it or "I love you, Dada" or
True,
it's not that.
Right.
It's the effort that they took to do that
Right.
is what we value. And if it's not there, it's cool.
It's cool.
It's
It
cool.
won't hurt.
My counter proposal to that, Smochang, is so say hypothetically your daughter grew up and she's now 18 years old, right? So
Close to her age.
yeah, that's her age. So for 18 years you've been watching her treat the mother and not you. Would that little itch of what about me, would it not manifest as something greater? Or are you telling me that you are so emotionally mature and stone-like that you will know in your heart of hearts, no, I did everything I have to do for this child, and if she's happy, and if everything for the mother is that, it's completely fine.
For me,
I think appreciation. Sorry, go ahead.
For me personally,
Right.
I don't know about other guys. Personally, if she celebrates her mother, yeah, and she has to because my wife does quite a bit for her.
Right.
Like she expects it, like she wants that thank you, she wants that appreciation. If they're having that, I will also be happy. Like they're celebrating each other,
Right.
right?
But they're not celebrating you.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter for me. Like it won't affect me, because at the end the three of us are together. We have time for each other. They don't have to come and say, "Hey, you did a good job, thank you," because that's not what we want back. That's not something that we need. I mean, if they do, it's good. I'm not saying don't do it.
Right.
But if they don't do it also, it doesn't affect, again, as he said. It'll be there for a few, like half a second, but it'll just pass away.
No, my thing is, one time half a second, the next time maybe a second.
So you're asking, would
I
that
have a different answer to
accumulate
this.
into something bigger?
Much bigger.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the man.
Yeah. It's
So,
situational.
yeah, it's situational. But again, we can speak for ourselves, and I guess to some degree, for men in general, it's not an expectation inbuilt in us.
Right.
I have a different perspective.
Tell me.
Which is, so my father was away, right? So ever since I was born, he would be there for, when I was born, he has come, but then again, in
Wait.
a week.
What did she say?
When she
My
was born, the
father-
father was there.
No. Okay.
My father has been away for, there's childhood trauma involved,
Okay,
right?
okay.
You want to crack that?
But then it went serious.
Yeah.
No.
He wanted to steer that in a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
way.
I got you. No, worry. Yeah. No, he was there. He was not there.
The viewers who were watching, continue.
Oh
Yes.
gosh. Okay. So I've grown up with an absent father because he was in the army and he was in the war. He was in the war front. And I was born, and then he has missed my birthdays. He's never been there for my exams. So for the past 26 years of my life also, he's not there. So when I grew up and when I crossed 21, 24, then soon after he retired from army also, he went abroad. And then for the past 10 years, he's been abroad, right? There was these certain situations where we sat down, when we all gather around as a family, we have our conversations going on. And where he has mentioned the fact that y'all are always with your mom,
Right.
I think this is what you
absolutely.
anyway asked. So he had a regret of not being able to be there with the family, not being able to see me grow, because even if you still ask him, he would be like, I think she's 16 or whatever. Even when I was in school, he wouldn't know which grade I was in, I am in or whatever. So yeah, he missed a lot. So then he is a little emotional. He has a little bit of patch about, I couldn't really be there with the family. So now we are matured enough to sit down and have a conversation and say, Tati, no, we understand, because most of the time in my life also I was just trying to figure out, where's my father? Everyone has a story, but I just come home to worry, which war is he at today? And we watch television to see, is he okay? Is he alive? Sort of a situation, right? And then as we grow up, obviously we understand, we mature, and I sat down with him even recently to tell, it's okay that you were not there. You were not there because you were providing for us. You were out there saving the country. It was another, ball game. So we understand. So don't worry, we are here. And so he would enjoy every moment with the family right now. Every time we come around, over a drink or this thing, like he said, simple things like, spending time with us is a major win for him.
Right.
So, yeah,
And
they
can
do
I
have
add
their
something
patches.
to what she said? So, I also feel that fathers are responsible for this. Because, for example, while I was talking, I was just thinking about, like last year, I think, if for Father's Day or whatever, I just gave my dad a kiss on his head, and I just said happy birthday or something like that. Happy Father's Day,
Yeah.
right? And the way he receives it also plays a part in whether I'm going to give it more or not.
Yes, true.
And how, again, most probably it's not his fault. Maybe that's how he was taught.
Right.
And that's how I was taught. So now when I am his age and my son is my age, or whatever the difference is,
You'd react.
I most probably might react the way my father is reacting.
Right.
If I don't make those conscious changes now. So I strongly feel that fathers are responsible for this dynamic shift as well.
Right.
Because how they react or respond when they are celebrated is like, whatever, it doesn't matter.
They don't know how
thank
to-
you.
they don't know how to take it in.
Not that it's not appreciated,
Right.
but how it's outwardly shown.
How they respond,
yes,
how they react is a little different.
is different. And I feel that if they show some kind of emotion, just a teeny tiny bit, then we would know, okay, he likes this, he appreciates it, but the way he shows it is different.
Right.
So I feel that men are also to blame for this. You can't only blame social media or commercializing
True.
Mother's Day
Yeah.
and stuff like that, because if fathers made it a big deal,
Yeah.
it actually would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason Mother's Day is a big deal is because mothers make it a big deal.
Right.
So, dear
So-
men, express yourself.
Do you think
Yeah,
that another thing about men is we cannot handle a compliment? Is that something you want to say? Is that what you indirectly say?
I don't know, I can.
No, like your father, your
From
kiss to the
your
forehead.
kids.
Kiss from the forehead.
Okay, sorry.
From your kids. Straight.
Yeah.
The kiss on the forehead, right? I feel like that was a compliment and he didn't know how to handle it.
Okay, hold on. Ashinsani.
I was just going to take a small 5-minute break to laugh and get it out of her.
We'll give it. We can put a technical screen. Tongue,
Yeah.
tongue, tongue, tongue.
Yeah.
Bleep
just
this
try
whole
to-
part out, okay?
Just try to laugh
She just
silently.
She just let out a lot of pent up, tension.
No, I'm not tense at all. I'm so relaxed. But when you said I like it, you love compliments, but we're talking about
No,
compliments
I
from
said I
your
can
kid.
take a compliment.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
he didn't specify.
No, no.
Right?
Yeah, your Sean's fault.
That's my fault, my fault, my bad, my bad.
Okay, that's where I interrupted to say from your kids.
No, like your father's
Thank
scenario.
you. Huh?
Your father's scenario.
Yeah.
The kiss on the forehead can be taken as a compliment, Dad,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
And the same way.
So the more he does that, the less I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I realized that, especially us, Prashant, we come from a generation of emotionally stunted men where, like you said, you're not supposed to. Even if you want to say thank you and I say I want this, I would like this, you're not supposed to say that. So you repress all these emotions, and even when you get something from somebody, you say, oh, yeah, sure, I'd rather you not waste
I
money.
guess you don't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
You
Because
don't know how
they're
to,
not used to it.
you don't
Yeah.
know how to accept
Yeah.
gratitude, and so you downplay it. So the person who is actually giving you
it.
something does not want to give it again.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the point. But then I also feel that fathers, especially, we'll just say fathers in general, are very underappreciated in that sense, because now we come from the preconception that because my dad would not want to accept this gift, I shouldn't get him a gift. So now my understanding is, okay, so my dad only wants something minuscule. He wants the bare minimum. So I will give him the bare minimum. And at the bare minimum, if he's like, okay, cool, I got it, thanks. Then the bar is just set so low, and we are so underappreciated that you don't expect anything more. So that when I say, do you not want to be appreciated on Father's Day? You will come and say, oh no, it's okay, who gives a shit? So we just keep pulling ourselves down because we are supposed to outwardly be this stoic, macho guy who's not supposed to express emotion, even though deep down inside we all want to be appreciated.
Yeah.
That's why I said secretly we really want it.
Of
Absolutely.
It's just that because of social constraints or whatever, we just want to look cool or whatever, and we don't really
Express it.
Express
Yeah.
it, and also we don't really admit it. We don't really
Yeah,
admit
exactly.
it. Even that mini amount that we want to feel appreciation, it still needs to be admitted, right?
Right.
If we say we don't want it at all,
And you're scared that if you actually express that, you would look a bit less of a man than...
yeah. I mean, not me in
No, in general.
in
men.
general, yeah. The unspoken connotation is there that if you want the same thing or certain things that women also want, that femininity will be associated to you.
Yeah.
It'll make you less masculine.
Yeah. So, and again, another reason for that to happen is because men are not confident in their masculinity, and also there's a word for masculinity being, what do you call it, chopped off kind of thing. Not literally, but what do you call it?
We'll look for
It's
that.
not coming,
Yeah,
right?
we'll-
But where society has
She rolled eyes, I can't say.
demasculinated. There is no word like that, I just made
Right.
it up. But you get what I'm trying to say,
Right,
right? Where society has downplayed the masculine so much that sometimes if you don't come from a background that your father was around and you're a guy, or you don't have a lot of male figures in your family. Again, this is scientifically backed or research backed, where if you don't have a male figure in your family or masculinity or testosterone in your household, that it's natural for you to be a little more feminine, or a little it's natural for you to maybe expect certain things that a woman might expect, because you have grown up around only your mother and sister or aunties or grandmother or something like that.
Right.
So again, going into research studies, this is shown to be true, that if you have grown up in a environment that I know what you're thinking,
Yeah.
but if you have grown up in an environment that your father wasn't around much,
Right.
or you didn't have any other male figures in your family, that will be a little more, the tendency will be to be a little more feminine. Now what you are thinking is, my brother didn't, that's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah, I think this is situational anyway.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
my brother.
I think you brought the
literally-
masculinity to her brother.
Probably because I was anyway the one who used to climb trees and
Are you the
this and
oldest?
that. No, I'm the youngest.
Wait, so climbing trees a boys thing?
That's what. So this was never at our house. This was never defined as this is a boys thing or a girls thing. So I was always the outgoing, sporty one. Even when my father is around, my father would just ask me to just climb the tree and pick the mangoes and this and that. Whereas my brother is like, I don't want.
So cheap labor.
But to add on to what he said, I have a different perspective from my family. But yeah, can be true in different situations. But whereas in my family, you know how a lot of girls say their first love is their father, right? For me, I don't say that because obviously my father was not there, so I won't call my
And
father
it's a different
my first
kind of love.
Yeah, it's different kind of love.
It's not eros love, or it's not erotic love. It's a fatherly.
Yeah,
daughterly.
but you know how
Yeah.
this tagline everyone
Yeah,
uses
yeah.
saying father is your first love, where I would say no, My brother was my first love from the opposite sex. If not, it's definitely my mom. But my brother literally stood up as the father figure because he was there as an emotional support, as you know. You're sure disturbed. I'm looking at you talking. Gosh.
Yeah, Yashan.
I saw you laughing first.
Okay, I'll look at Shane.
Yes, I know.
No, I'm just trying to say because it's you cannot really say that. It depends. It's situational.
Right.
And my brother literally stood up to be that man who took control and this and that. So yeah.
Yeah, so you can have the masculinity,
Yeah.
but you can have feminine, the feminine also in there. It's just that
Maybe.
different
Yeah,
percentages,
Of course,
right?
Right.
can be.
So, for example, maybe your brother, held fort while your father wasn't around.
Literally, my mother did it because my brother and I were growing up together, just 4 years of difference and this and
Yeah.
that. But he was there for emotional support, and he
Yeah.
was that.
But he most probably also has more nurturing, caring qualities in him as well.
Actually, he does.
Okay, so then
He
nature
does.
versus nurture. That you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, proves a point. No?
Yeah.
Yes.
You lost that debate.
No, but then that's good. No, but that's good because now I see him, treating the way he treats his wife. He was not showing all of that at home, but now I see
A
maybe
different side
because
coming out.
My
different
wife
side.
is in a lot of trouble. I grew up with the dad, my brother, my cousins, all dudes.
Okay. Yeah,
Too
that's
much
where
nonsense.
my father comes from. At least now, I think, that's right. Now I'm trying to
Sorry.
think out loud on that. Whereas my brother knows because he was with me and my mother, he knows how to do things differently than to the situation which was at my place.
No, so
my
he's
house.
most probably better with women also. I mean, in terms of
You player, bro. Can't go down that lane, bro. I've got all the
I
chicks
didn't
lined
know
up.
that.
in terms of
Handling women.
handling a woman.
Yes, yes.
In terms of handling a mood swing, in terms of
Yeah.
handling.
I'm going to pass out.
Hold on, dude. Right. In terms of knowing women's stuff.
Yeah. He
Right.
yeah, true.
Yeah. In terms.
He has always said, I never want a wife who's like you, who's like too much and extra and this and that.
Who's like you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he found someone who
Isn't like
fits
you.
into
Who fits into his masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that he can, mold her to be, the one he wants. He's actually very sensitive and he deals with stuff. I love the way he gives space to the wife and, in time, in
Does he
terms
have
of
kids also?
No, they don't want kids.
Okay.
So in terms of taking care of the families from both the sides as well, he balances it out so well.
Right.
So I think that's amazing. I mean, he has his fair share of anger issues. I
So-
think that's masculinity coming in.
What issues?
Anger issues.
Oh,
also.
okay.
Anger is a men's thing, apparently. Women don't get angry.
No, no. What I'm saying is this particular conversation.
So
of
the reason I
feminism,
asked you whether he has kids is because again
things might
from-
change.
yeah,
when
as soon as you have a kid, again scientifically, a man also has hormones, by the way. Though we don't have that time of the month.
Why are you telling that to me?
No, okay, sorry.
That's only you here. Here you
Yeah.
go, the chick
Yeah.
here.
There are 3 other ladies in this room, so
You look at Daksha and talk to her.
Yes.
Hi,
Like I
Tachi.
said, look, I am representing women here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you are. You are.
three-
Yeah.
You're doing
more
a
power
great
to
job.
you, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
More
Great
power,
job.
more power to women.
Yeah. No, I lost my train of
Even
thought.
though, even though apparently you were the boy in your family.
I love how I keep distracting him. I mean, in a good way.
When a man has a child, his hormones change.
Yeah.
Right, I
Then
got
he,
you. Right.
once a month he goes crazy.
No, he doesn't.
No, there is that.
Probably
There
he
is actually that.
right?
Yeah.
A dip in testosterone.
So
High in testosterone.
okay, so again, conversation for another day because that I know where that conversation is going to lead, right? But point being that as soon as you have a kid, a lot of things mentally change for you. It might not seem so, but it does, right? And again, another question that people ask me or have asked me is, so people say that when you have a kid, you change. How does that happen? I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how to explain that in English or Sinhalese.
What
or,
changed in you? From the person you were to the person you are?
I think mainly how I saw myself. how I saw Shane
Okay.
dramatically changed from what I did as habitual things from my hobbies to the way I work.
The way you took responsibility also.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm saying all of that without using the word responsibility because that's the expected,
Right.
right? But bottom line is how I responded to responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't have responsibility earlier, but now the way I respond to it changes. And as he kept growing, the older he got, that all my vision about life for myself, for him, for my family, how I looked at responsibility again, all of that evolves as he grows also.
Right.
So again, don't ask me to explain that logically or scientifically. I wouldn't know. All I know is it's happening to me, or it has happened to me.
Yeah.
So I might not be able to give you a theoretical correct answer, but I can explain to you my own experience.
Yeah.
I think it happens at 2 stages. When you get a girlfriend also, you change, Sorry.
Move. You were fine before the cop, right? You coughed, everything went off. All right.
Cat got the tongue.
No, I'm just saying, like, there are 2 stages, right? So like I said, my brother was being a brother and this and that, but I never expected him to behave in such a way when he finds a girl. But he became this and that. I think it's the same, where you start to be concerned about, even when your girlfriend or wife get their period, to this and that. They know their mood swings, they adjust.
You know
And
what to do,
you know what
about
to
the
do.
hot water bottle,
Yes.
and the hot towel, and the ice packet.
Yeah.
You know all that stuff.
And when you're just a son, you're just treated like, you're
Apang getting.
Oh, yeah. So now it's changed, and I'm sure when you get a kid, everything changes again as well.
Was that true for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, when the kid was born, I had this sense of this is mine.
Yes.
And every decision I make from now is going to affect this baby, Like, I have to choose things in such a way where it will be beneficial for this individual.
Right.
Like, if I mess it up, it's going to mess this kid up.
But we do mess it up.
We do. It's not like we don't.
Right.
But before we mess it up, we think we are not messing it up.
All right.
We'd like to think that we're not.
After we do it, we're like, we shouldn't have done that.
Right.
But in our head, we start off with the intention like, okay, I'm not going to mess this up, I'm not going to mess. We mess up, we learn, we try not to mess up again. But every single decision ever since that kid is born is about that kid,
Right.
which wasn't like that before, Like,
And how old is she?
she's 2.
Okay. So as I said, that mess up also keeps evolving as she grows old. Right?
No, you all have a long way to go.
Yeah, your father's lucky.
No, we are in the same generation.
I
It's
thought-
just that
no.
I don't have
Oh, are
kids.
we?
I'm not sure about you, Shane.
While they fight, I want to ask our audience today, if you are a father, please put in the comment section what would you deem as the best Father's Day, or what you have in your mind as the best Father's Day. And if you are a kid who has a father, I don't know how to word it nicely.
How would you want to celebrate?
How would
your
you want
father?
to? How would you want to celebrate your father? And we would like to share some ideas among the community, so that maybe someone who needs an idea can go through the comments and be inspired.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was something I really wanted to ask the audience, because instead of getting comments about my appearance and Ashi's appearance, some nice comments for that would be really nice.
In my appearance.
Yeah,
Right.
can you talk about his
this
appearance?
became more than a Father's Day. It's more of a solid conversation of equality.
Yeah, welcome to That's So Bro. When
Yeah,
it's
it borderline that, no?
Well, borderline.
Yeah, man. But basically, we want to touch on the fact that there is a saying that a man will only get flowers. The only time a man receives flowers is in his funeral. That's it.
No,
That's wrong,
I
yes.
give
That's wrong.
flowers.
Okay.
I literally give.
The exception to the rule is not the rule, Manike. What I'm trying to say is a majority of men don't really get as appreciated as
Okay, yeah,
you,
true,
a good-looking guy, or you, a girl, you anyway get flowers, might.
Yeah.
And therefore, we want to bring to the forefront, considering that Mother's Day was celebrated as much as it was, and Father's Day, it is this Sunday, but I still haven't seen any ads.
No, I hear a lot of commercials going out.
Okay, except for Ashik. Okay, I haven't seen. Which
No,
is
on radio I keep hearing.
Right.
you
There's a
know,
lot
how
of
super-
food stuff.
No, so in comparison, I guess you're,
In
you're
comparison,
saying
yeah,
in comparison
yeah.
on
In comparison, not
That's
much.
true.
Instagram.
That's
Right.
true.
In
Right.
comparison, not much, but I saw a lot of offers from restaurants for the meals,
And even
lunch.
spas, I think.
I didn't see any.
spas.
No, I see how people, even though we said, you mentioned like you would like to get treated like that, but I've seen how some of my friends also give vouchers for the fathers to go get a massage or this and
Yeah, so see how impersonal voucher is, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the
That's-
mug.
It's not the voucher.
Exactly, yes.
It's not the voucher, you know.
Yeah,
But I get your point.
I don't want to like say too much because I give vouchers to everyone. So
No, but men needs to be okay with, flowers as well. And I
It's,
love
it's
treating
not that
men
we're
with
not
flowers.
okay with it. It's just that if we accept flowers, A, we're looked as weak, and B, you're not supposed to accept that because it's not really a manly gift.
And C,
No,
it
men
takes,
love it.
And C,
I'm
it takes a
saying
little
yes.
getting used to. If
Yeah.
you're not, it's so A, B, and C
Yeah.
is it takes a little getting used
When
to.
was the first time you got flowers?
To who?
To you.
To me?
Yes. When was the first time you got flowers to you?
From
I-
someone.
From some.
To Animal went up.
Not from
when
your
was
father,
the
by
first time you got flowers? You received flowers from an external party.
Except for your father.
My father doesn't give me flowers.
Yeah.
I think, okay. I graduated for my graduation. I think I got
The first time you got flowers?
first time. Oh wait, first time. I thought last time. Sorry.
No, no.
Okay, several years ago, most probably.
First time, it's my mother. You
Right.
know, yeah, who used to just pick flowers.
No,
from
no,
the
he asked
garden.
when, because I think you're trying to make a comparison as to
When,
when.
when I was really small.
When was the
Yeah.
first time you got flowers?
21, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. So, like he said, it does get, it
Yeah,
does
true,
take
true.
a long time to get used to that.
But we should.
We should. Which is why we want to actually close this with the fact that I still feel fathers maybe should feel a bit more appreciated, and if we do that, maybe we can bring them out of the shell that fathers generally try to cover themselves up with.
No, but I was just picturing me going and giving my father a bouquet of flowers on Sunday.
Get slapped, bro.
take a bottle, little.
which we
So
don't
the flowers will
condone.
be in the
Which we
bottle.
don't
you mean.
condone.
Huh?
The flowers will be in the bottle.
No.
The bottle will be in the flowers.
With that, you guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. We'd like to very specially once again thank our fathers for being our fathers, as much as
Yeah.
they were a part of
Thank
our
you
lives.
for being fathers.
Thank you for being fathers.
I mean, we have to thank
Be
the
good.
mothers for letting us.
Yes.
Mother, yes.
Be good.
But that is also that we do appreciate you, as whether we show it in an openly bouquet now, or we don't really show it.
I should have gotten you flowers today.
Yes, you should have.
You should have. Feel bad about it.
Feel bad about it. Thank you. Thank you, Shane. Thank you so much for watching. A special thanks to our guests for joining us
Thank you very
and
much.
keeping our conversation as interesting as it was.
Thank you for having
Do you guys
us.
have any final thoughts before we close it?
Thank you very much for having me on board for the
We
second
had
time.
we had
as
no
well.
choice. The fans are like, bring her.
Why did we have to cancel the show?
Keep on canvassing. I'll be back to talk interesting
They
conversation.
were throwing stones at my house.
But don't exaggerate. Now that's going to get caught.
Someone did.
So, however, I think talking about Father's Day, we should, I think as women, we should start changing the way they feel and
Tell
make
to
them
the camera.
make them feel a little
He's
more.
looking at me.
Because you're all fathers.
You said you're talking to the
Fathers-
women. You're talking to the women.
Yeah. So let's start making a change in our men's lives. So if you're a mother, start small by telling your son, how to treat your father. Also equally this and that. I'm sure this generation does a lot of puts a lot of effort to do that. But yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Let's see how we take things forward from here onwards.
Anything from you?
Yeah, so camera is over there.
Yeah, that's the camera.
All right.
That's the camera.
So I'm not an expert on being a father, or I wouldn't qualify to be the best father as yet. But something I would like to say to all fathers is, this is going to be harsh, you're not going to like this. Stop being a sperm donor.
Yeah,
Just
good
because-
advice. I like it. I like it.
No, so the reason for me to say this is, you don't become a father just because you have a kid. You don't become a father just because you give money to the family. You don't become a father just because you feed the kid and send him to school and all of that. You become a father when he starts looking up to you as a father. When he starts looking at you like, you're the king of the world. Like you are Mufasa, right? Like you are a superhero, right?
You're doing your shot, just letting go.
So I feel, for me personally, I felt like I felt like a father for the first time is, of course, when I held him. But more than that, when I realized that he imitates me, that he says certain words that I say, right? That he, when I'm working out, he'll come and try to do the same thing. When I'm, training, he'll come and train with me.
Right.
And I started seeing that replication happening in him unconsciously, right? So I feel just because you have a kid, you don't become a father, right? I feel that you become a father when you've messed up a million times of being a horrible father, and you realize that you are not a good father, and you start being, or at least trying to be, a good father. I feel that that's when you become a father. So saying that, stop spreading your seed aimlessly, and
Yeah, that's good advice.
and whether you have 1 kid, 10 kids, or even no kids, you still can be a father. You can be a father to a young dude who doesn't have a male figure in his family. You can be a father to your nephews and nieces. You can be a father to people who are working under you. Another realm of fathering, but I'm not talking about biological father, by the way. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So just to make
Yeah, understood.
okay.
She's laughing for very bad gutter money reasons, alright?
So, and I'm
My
trying to
wife
make
is also laughing like
I'm
crazy.
trying to.
These women, dude, I wish you could see this.
She's also
All the
laughing.
girls who are laughing. Dirty jokes. This man is saying something so sentimental.
Sakshi, my wife Jani, and Ashi are
It's
laughing.
like this. Don't go to be a father to all.
Okay.
Father figure.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
a
So maybe I missed a word there, but that makes a world of difference. But my point being, right, is basically you don't become a father just because you have a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
True,
Right?
true.
So something for all fathers to think about. Happy Father's Day, Kings. Cheers.
And as
God bless you.
fathers, take care of the mothers as well. That's
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
So because, again, something that I have definitely failed in is where he will see how you're treating your
Of course.
spouse, how you're treating your parents.
healthy family matters.
Yeah. So that's part of being the example of the father.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so, bro.
Awesome.
That's so, bro. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
And
for
with that,
having us.
Amanda, shall we wrap it up?
We'll wrap it up. Thanks you guys so much. You can check this episode out once it's on YouTube. Follow us on our Instagram handles. Hers will be there. His will be there. Well, ours is always there. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Ta-da!
Da 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 da.